Hello, my name is Zach Gibbs, and I am a content developer within education services inside Juniper Networks. And today we will be going through the Paragon Active Assurance Control Center internal server error learning byte. All right, so here in our topology, we have a control center, a couple test agents, but we'll mainly be focusing on the control center with this learning byte. And so, okay, what's happening? Well, if we attempt to access the control center through the web UI, we just get a internal server error with code 500. And as you might guess, that's kind of a problem. And what this is due to is there is an Ubuntu package, Python Django update that tends to get automatically downloaded and updated, and that breaks the control center. And not only does that break the web interface, but also breaks APIs, any running tests and monitors as well, which that sounds pretty bad, right? And this does affect Control Center versions 2.35, 2.36, 3.00, and 3.0.1. And in the lab, we'll be using version 3.0.1 to exhibit this problem. And so, okay, what do we need to do? Well, we need to log into the CLI and fix this problem. And before we get going, this problem is also discussed in knowledge base article KB 37128. So feel free to check that out as well. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump to a web browser and see what's happening. Okay, here's a web browser. We're currently at Juniper's website. Let's put in the IP address that will get us to the control center, the URL. And yes, we want to go forward. And this is the error we get, internal server error. That's definitely a problem. And so with that, let's go ahead and jump to the CLI of the control center and get this fix going. Okay, so here is the control center CLI for our setup. And the first thing you want to do is verify if your control center is affected. Maybe something else is going on and you're getting these internal server errors, but let's verify to see if it's the actual problem we're talking about. And the first thing we want to do is do the apt cache policy Python Django command. And what we're looking for here is we're looking for the installed version that we have. And you can see here we have 1:1.11.11-1 Ubuntu 1.14, and that is the affected version. If it were to show something that ended in 1.13, then we're okay here, but the 1.14 version is what is causing the problem. And then we can check the control center version, entering the following command. And you can see here that we're currently running 3.0.1, which we know is an affected control center version. Okay, so how do we fix this? We definitely want to fix this. And the knowledge base article does go through how to avoid it if you haven't got hit by it yet. But more than likely, if you didn't know about this, you're going to be hit by it. So I'm just going to go through how to fix it, because with this lab setup, it's already been hit by it. So with that, I'm going to copy and paste some commands. I'm not going to try to type out all these. But what we're first going to do here is we're going to manually download the 1.13 versions. So the first command will download the Python Django, and then I'm going to use another command that will download the common package of that version. So get that downloaded, and then we need to install those two packages. Okay, so those are installed now, those packages. Now we need to restart the affected process. And the command shows that we're restarting the affected process here. And the last thing we want to do is we want to stop the patches from happening again. And so we can use this command here to put those two packages on hold as far as the upgrading of those packages. So there's no automatic unintentional upgrades that are going to cause this problem. You can see here that Python Django and Python Django Common are put on hold. And one last thing, and this is not something we want to run. We don't want to run this next command, but if we were to upgrade to a version of control center that doesn't have this problem, we would use this command to take those two packages off of a hold so they can be upgraded automatically. But we're not going to do that. We don't want to do that, because if we do that, we're going to have problems. So with that, let's go ahead and jump back to the CLI of the control center and see if the problem is fixed. Okay, here is the web browser again. So let's go ahead and refresh this page and see what happens. And we get the login for the web interface for Control Center, and that's great. And let's just log in just to completely confirm that things are good. And great, we're able to log in. Looks like we fixed this problem, and things are working again with Control Center. All right, so that brings us to the end of this Learning Byte. In this Learning Byte, we demonstrated how to log into the Control Center CLI to fix that internal server error that we talked about. So as always, thanks for watching.
Visit the Juniper Education Services website to learn more about courses. View our full range of classroom, online, and e-learning courses. Learning paths, industry segment and technology-specific training paths. Juniper Network's certification program, the ultimate demonstration of your competence. And the training community, from forums to social media. Join the discussion.